Hello and welcome to Naval's Lines for a Cast. I'll be your host, Swkoll, and today we're looking at a 1v1 between Chosen and Zock on the map Seraphim Glaciers. I do have a lot of mixed feelings about this map. I do know it produces some awesome games. A little bit of early banter going between these two players. Zock need to prove that Aeon is not OP. I do know what they say. But either way, we have Chosen spawning on the top island with Aeon, and Zock spawning in the bottom island with Siren. So your builds here typically want to get out transports very fast, and to deny your opponent's transport. You can do all manner of things for this. Looks like Zock will go with 6 P-gens for that second arrow. Chosen also going to go for a full 8 P-gens with a very early power spam started. Starting that right off the bat to get that extra bit of early energy in Zock. Also with an early power spam. Trying to catch up in that regard while getting out his factory. We'll have to see what these factories do produce. Chosen a little faster to secure his island. But it looks like Zock will make a faster play for the middle South Island. Either way, Chosen going ahead, getting lots of P-gens. And started some early land factories. Obviously going to be getting some early build capacity and early Auroras to either drop or to raid. But Zock with the first transport out of that air factory is going to get that out very quickly. Chosen with the first Inti, anticipating it's going to come down here, but that Inti will be too late. Zock following that up with a bomber. Chosen with that early mass and energy, but without really much to show for it, as Zock is going to successfully drop this island. The bomber is spotted and will be shot down. Second Inti coming in from Chosen, looking to deny transports headed to the right island. But overall, Zock should be able to establish a position in this island quite nicely. Multiple air factories out from Chosen, lots of power. It looks like a very early naval play from Chosen for the 5-minute mark. Of course, these timers do lie, as you may know, when you run them on plus certain amounts of time. Either way, bombers from Zock going to contest this top island. Meanwhile, Chosen, unaware up until now that there was a drop here, is going to try to send 3 NGs and a scout. Changing his landing target, going to land on this edge. There are already mantis on the ground. Additional transports coming out for Zock, making a play for that middle. And Chosen's drop will be shut down. Chosen getting harassed by bombers, but looks like Chosen will be able to safely make his drop to the right island. See if this transport is shot down. Looks like nope, Chosen missed it, but Aurora's already on this transport, going right where the NGs are about to drop. That will win this island. Make this island a win for Chosen. Although Zock already building up on this left island and just started on the center, so all will come down to how fast can Chosen take his island. Actually, it looks like these NGs forgot to drop. Looks like they'll change their mind, but it will be too late. The transport will go down. Chosen also making a later drop to the middle island, dropping right offshore with 2 engineers. See if he manages to do anything with that. But there's already multiple factories going up from Zock. So this is a typical thing that happens on this map. One player controls this island, another controls this, and then this island is really up for grabs and is contested because it's really difficult to defend once someone gets T2 Navy, as Chosen is already finished with. Also going for some very heavy air plays with his initial eco, though Zock pulling away just a bit because of this early grab. Jester's trying to harass going to be denied by Chosen's engineers. Meanwhile, the point defense is completed, but the factory will not be. Artillery and all will take that out. As Chosen readies more T1 transports for more drops. Getting Tech 2 engineering on the ACU, possibly a comm drop. It's always a possibility on this map. I've seen some very effective T3 comm drops. Looks like a force of Auroras pooling off his main island. Chosen kind of slow to grab these mexes. And Zock is pulling away in the teching. Chosen finds Zock's naval production, building it a bit far away, but just about getting that T2 naval factory out. Chosen not really putting on much aggression in terms of navy. We'll see how that turns out. Looks like Chosen going to try to attack this right island over there. And Chosen with some pretty amazing scouting. Chosen knows everything that's happening. That's what happens if you focus on scouts so much. After going T2 air, looking for possibilities for snipes. Other things, Zock getting his T2 powers now, along with a large amount of T1 air factories for air spam. Looks like Zock will lose this island, at least temporarily, and Chosen coming around with some drops. Are these NGs? Oh, those are Auroras. And Chosen starting a secret naval production facility over on the right, and T2 sub is now out, along with the T1 sub, to put pressure on this naval production facility. Zock has this middle area quite secure. T2 transport's now out. Going to be spamming up those, or dropping those Auroras on any available target. Zock also with T2 transports. So we're looking to ship some of these Mantis directly onto Chosen's island. And the way the subs have found their way to Zock's base. See, I'll try to do as much damage as he can, but we'll see how much that actually is. Zock retaking his island. And a destroyer coming down from Chosen. Going directly after this T2 naval production. I should just call it a factory, but whatever. It's late. I can call it whatever I want. Chosen trying to drop onto this island, so we didn't know that Zock had already dropped there. Previously, we'll see he reacts quick enough trying to get AA turrets up. That's all he wants to do. And Zock will reclaim that. Drops from Chosen. Looks like they might be able to deny that again. Looks like the destroyer taking out the T2 sub and the T1 subs. Chosen's forces will have to respect that as torpedo bombers being masked. Let's see what he can do. And the assault from Chosen's Auroras. It should be successful. His transport's flying all over the place. And Zock with a nice move here with 3 frigates to deny this Aurora spam that's coming across, and gunships being brought in to deal with this Aurora spam harassment. As a naval engagement does go down, Chosen microing that destroyer, trying to get hits and needs. Torpedo bombers do come in, and sailing classes do have amazing AA for what they are, especially when they're near all this mobile T1 AA. The Aeon Destroyer doing its infamous missing, except when it's not. Looks like this was cleaned up, and the frigates from Zock are sent in to directly harass the base. The T2 Navy is otherwise occupied. The destroyer is in danger, and the cruiser off to the side here can do a lot of damage to Zock's Air Force if it can get close. Let's see, some Chosen micro his destroyer correctly. Looks like some Wagners will meet some T1 PD and then die. Frigate's doing a nice job harassing that build capacity on the T2 naval factory. Meanwhile, we have a loyalist drop on the right island. There's a bit of T1 PD here. 4 T1 raiders, that will save you. But suddenly, Chosen has a lot of things to deal with. His build capacity is dying over here. It's a very unsecure naval fight, and now he has loyalist drops to deal with. Zock getting slightly ahead in that eco-war. Although reclaiming these loyalists would be a nice move from Chosen. He can do a lot of nice things. Looks like this loyalist will go down after getting 13 kills on T1 units. And another assault of T1 scouts. Got him, T1 scouts. You're the man. Scouts. I'm not sure. But either way, Chosen with the T3 air at this point. See what he chooses to use that for. There's a lot of things he can do. And a bunch of torpedo bombers for Zock moving out. Wonder what the target will be. There is a cruiser with this force. Could just be standing by to swing any naval fight, and looks like these hidden factories not doing too much. The Loyalist does move forward, take out as many things as it can. Torp bomber going directly after that cruiser. Harder enough though. Just enough to take out the cruiser. All of the torp bombers do die in the process. But meanwhile, 6 loyalists on standby. Chosen going with restored production, which could be used against the loyalists if they get dropped off. Looking at defenses here, there is a T2 PD. That won't be enough. Though Chosen has a very nice looking navy. I'll give him that. If he were to attack right now, there is this navy from Zock, which would give him a bit of trouble. I'm not sure. I think Zock would end up winning that fight. There's only 2 destroyers from Chosen, but there are 5 T2 sub-hunters from Zock. And the drops do come in, landing, immediately taking out multiple mass extractors, defenses, all sorts of stuff. Restores being brought in. 3 of them currently around. T2 gunships as well. See how much damage these blows can do. Looks like it will be a lot. Easily already doing more than their mass costs worth. More T2 defense will fall, or T2 mexes will fall, as these navies try to outposition each other. Looks like checking some Tech 2. Restorers do come in to clean this up, but not without the loss of 6 T2 mexes, some of them capped. Without any AA whatsoever, this force is going to have a bit of trouble. Even versus the T1 bombers. And Zock getting his naval production ready. He's going to town with all the engine mod factories. Meanwhile, it looks like Zock will pick a fight with only part of Chosen's navy, while the other part is busy dealing with T1 bombers, which are actually surprisingly effective, as the restorers are slow and cannot get there to fight the T1 navy. The best Chosen can hope for is killing the destroyers, as the subs will do their damage, but it doesn't look like that'll be the case. And these T1 bombers absolutely ridiculous, killing the frigates, killing the T2 navy. What can a guy do? What can a guy do? Chosen fortifying this position with T1 PD, but that won't be enough. So trying to rebuild his eco as best he can. Chosen must have a little bit more reclaim. 10k to 6k, but even 4,000 reclaim isn't enough to make up for the fact that you don't really have this middle island. There's no way to contest it, and your drops really aren't really on top of things. As Destroyer's gonna get so much vet. And a drop from Zock, anti-drop with T2 engineers, might end up getting reclaimed. Restorers do go to town directly on Zock's position here, trying to take it out. There's a bunch of T2 flak being constructed. T2 flak will win versus Restorers, but what can the Restorers do really if all this air does come in to try to attack them? Looks like it's waiting, at least for now, but now it will move in. Restorers under multiple flaks, already damaged. Even the T1 inties finish off those Restorers. Not too much hope for Chosen now. Getting more T1 air factories producing ASF at this point. Getting more upgrades on the AC, looks like that's a Raz. Should be able to pull ahead in the power game if he gets that up, but so many loyalists. And it looks like Chosen losing out in the Navy. Just having these subs being started over here, but without much build capacity on this naval factory. Zock being able to pull ahead in the naval game, especially with better positioning back in this battle over here. Zock moving to take out this island, and a big scout from Chosen, sending everything, forcing a response from Zock to come try and clean that up. To spot the torpedo bombers, along with just about everything else. But can Chosen really do too much? His island's under assault. He's lost air. Doesn't really have much of a navy. He's resorted to building T1 subs, which is never a good place to be. Now building T2 point defense and strat bombers. He can mass enough strats, he could do something with Zock standing here on the edge of the water. Looks like he's got stealth. Killing that AC will be quite difficult, especially if you want to fly your strats all the way around in the massive drop from Zock. He's ready to go. Have to be careful though. 2 SAMs here. Will do a lot of damage, but Zock's Navy absolutely destroying everything Chosen has. The subs come out, but Salem's walking up onto land, where the subs just can't do anything. That stealth boat has no right to live. 2 drops passing each other. Chosen trying to hide his ACU. I don't think Zock noticed, but in the midst of it all, the drop does succeed. So Chosen hiding himself in the corner, but no. The ASF has spotted him. Attempt to drop around. Chosen is defeated. GG. So, not half bad of a matchup. Chosen versus Zock. I think this showed a lot of nice things that Sovereign players can do versus Aeon players. Especially to counter naval rushes. And of course, getting that early build out to build for those early drops before your opponent can contest them is always very nice. So I hope you enjoyed this matchup. Thank you for watching, and good night.